So what's changing in day trading in 2022?
Hi, I'm Cotton Candy TA, and I'm here to talk about the changes that are coming to day trading in 2022. Okay, day trading in 2022, people are getting smarter. Gone are the days where people are using signals and indicators. People are just generally getting smarter in day trading. It's becoming a lot more aggressive. And the field for people who are in it right now, it's becoming a lot tighter to make money. It's becoming a lot harder to find perfect trades and easy entries. This is because we're seeing a shift towards people using sciences in day trading. No more indicators, no more signals groups, things like that. People are seeing how weak and useless that stuff is. So somebody before would have said, oh, okay, well, let's look for a signals group to join. And yeah, they would have relied on somebody else for the information to show them what to do. I think enough people have lost enough money now that they're realizing it's not a sustainable career to just kind of go into a trading room, get signals from somebody else, and then just kind of let them direct what you do with your money. When they're wrong and you lose money, they don't care and there's no responsibility. So what's left is the end user is left holding the bag of all that lost money. So a lot of people have picked up on this, and the changes that are coming are people are relying on the sciences in day trading, work like mine. People are relying on a set of sciences to dictate their careers. So it's becoming more aggressive. It's becoming tougher. There's a lot more sharks out there. So for current day traders, it's becoming way harder to actually keep up. And for new traders coming into the field, they've got to make a decision between wanting to be a new shark in the water, which is using these sciences and learning them properly, or to be fodder, which is just in the old methods that aren't working. The old methods are not working, but in an abundance now. People are losing money faster. And on the other side of it, the pros are getting better. And the new people who are actually doing it properly, they're getting sharper, faster. So it's definitely becoming much more aggressive and much more cutthroat in 2022.
You see a big surge of young people entering day trading?
I do. That's one of the things that I notice a lot. There's a ton of young people coming in. So when I started my journey of teaching, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess we're going on 5 years now, it was a lot of middle-aged people, a lot of people who were, the youngest person that would approach me back then would have been 28, 29. And I thought, wow, they're starting when I started. This is crazy. Like, this is the right age to start. Now I see people who are even as early as 13 and 14 years old reaching out to me. So it's crazy, the shift. And it's not, over the years, it was like the odd person who was under 18 that would reach out to me. Now, like 25% of the people who reach out to me, like 25% of my audience, it was like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like anywhere from 13 to 25. There is a massive surge of people who are under 18 and a massive surge of people who are like 18 to 24. So it's really interesting because the young bracket of people who are coming into this thing has increased tenfold. Like it's nuts.
Is it just young people?
No, there's people of all ages. It's not just young people who are getting this interest, but what I do find is it's the young people who are seeking out the sciences and the reasons why. What I do see is, no, it's not just young people. It's still people of all ages, but it's the young people who are shifting more to these sciences. It kind of is almost like this paradigm shift in the way day trading is working, where we never used to have any young people. And most of the people who were in day trading were just indicator traders and signal traders and looking for quick hacks and cheat sheets and shortcuts, which doesn't work. People just lose money when they do that. It's obvious. It's why the failure rate is so high. So almost a paradigm shift now, because now there's a ton of young people and all the stuff that the old people used to be doing is now dying. So now there's like a bunch of young people doing like this crazy aggressive science with data, and the old people are now shifting towards that too. So every age group is shifting, which is cool. And every age group continues to just penetrate this field and come in and try to become day traders. So yeah, it's all ages for sure.
And what's the best advice you would give someone who's starting out?
To stay away from indicators. The best advice I could give anybody: stay away from indicators, stay away from other people trying to trade for you, like signals groups, and stay away from anybody who's trying to teach you how to use an indicator, because that stuff doesn't work. Like, it's old news and it's being phased out of the industry at a rapid pace right now. So the advice I would give people is to find the day trading science that works and use it, because it's all controlled by data and science anyways. It's all controlled by data points, right? So I would tell anybody who's starting in this industry to buckle down study hard and find a good support group who believes in educating themselves and less about kind of just, hey, here's a crazy trade, let's all get into it together. That's kind of dying down now. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more awesome content like this. Use the comments section to tell me what you want to see and to ask me questions about day trading so I can help guide you in the right direction. I check my comments every single day and I'm always looking for my next great idea. So go ahead, leave a comment, tell me what you want to see, or just tell me what your thoughts of this video or question you may have about this series that we're doing.
And with indicators, what should people, other than indicators, what should people avoid in 2022 when it comes to day trading?
The trading gurus, there's a ton of them out there. With the insurgence of a lot of young people, there's also a lot of people who aren't making it in day trading. And when somebody doesn't make it in day trading, they start trying to wear the teaching hat and they start trying to wear that role of, hey, I couldn't make it myself, but maybe I can teach others. So this is where people have to be very, very careful. There's a few of us out there who are doing the sciences correctly and doing it justice, but for the most part, people really need to stay away from like the market gurus. There's been a big, like a new term, they're called finfluencers. So the financial markets, finfluencers. There's been a huge surgence of finfluencers in the past year. Those are the people you need to stay away from because they're out to make a career off of being an influencer and selling signals and doing that stuff. Well, it doesn't work. So it's just like a lot of smoke and mirrors. So what I would tell people, the thing to avoid is all those groups where you're kind of being told what to do and being shown these like quick ways to make trades. The reality is that there's a hard set of science that works and it's really tough to do. But if you study long enough and hard enough, you can kind of crack the code yourself, right? So that's what you need to avoid is like the signals, the indicators, all the market robots, the whale alerts, all these kind of different things that you see on Twitter. Social media doesn't mix well with day trading. Actually, myself included and all the other best day traders in the world that I know, they don't even use social media because it's just a distraction. So if I wasn't teaching this on YouTube, I wouldn't use social media either. But yeah, I would stay away from like all social media day trading stuff. Yeah, that would be the smart way to do it.
Do you find there are more people making it or losing money?
That's a good question. Do I find there's more people making it or losing money? I see more people understanding that there's a science that controls the markets. So I see a success rate is higher. Now, with that said, I've never seen day trading blow up as much as I am now. I'm seeing day trading explode at a insanely rapid pace. So I'm seeing more failure because we just have that many more people. But I'm also on the flip side of that. So for every person that's not making it, I'm seeing also an increase in people who are making it. Now, where the shift lies and the divide that I see with all my students is that you can kind of tell right away as a teacher, as an instructor, as a mentor, you can kind of tell right away when people are on the right path or not. So I come across people who are preaching about trying to find the quickest way to do things. And they have kind of this big ego, bigger than the room. And they have this, just this broadness about them that they like to boast. And they, oh, I did this and this is going here and I'm doing that. And there's a very loud, commanding presence. And those are kind of the people that you see failing a lot because they're so fast. They never just slow down to think and analyze and really take the time to learn these sciences and apply them. So I see that group of people failing. And then I see the people who are willing to take the time to educate themselves and really use their mind. Like in day trading, the greatest tool anybody can use is their own mind and their own ability to analyze the situation of any stock, right? So like you get people who are just willing to work and drive hard and push and succeed. But some people see the greatest tools in the world as a signals group or an indicator, and those are the ones that fail. And the ones who see the greatest tool in the world as their mind, well, those are the ones who succeed.
Do you find with COVID that it's changed the way people looked at day trading now?
Yeah, absolutely. COVID has changed everybody's perception of the world. I think, without going into a big discussion about COVID, the allure of day trading is that you can do it from anywhere in the world. Like you can be day trading in your home. You can create any kind of financial bracket you want. A lot of people out there have lost their jobs and they haven't really known where to turn. Yet they go online and they see successful entrepreneurs online and they say, hey, how can I do that? I don't have a job. I have all this free time. What can I do? Well, day trading has become the answer for a lot of people. So I think COVID has definitely played a role in people coming into day trading because it gives you the outlet to say, like, I don't need to be heavily educated. I don't need to be sitting here with a master's degree, although those things help, of course, but just to make you a good thinking human being, there's no barrier of entry, and anybody can have this grand idea of, hey, I can just jump in this field and there's not much I have to do. I could get involved tomorrow if I want. So COVID has definitely helped the insurgents, but with the good comes the bad, and with the insurgents also comes the people looking for shortcuts. So then that's where you circle back to the other thing we were talking about before about, I see more failing traders. It all comes in full circle because more eyes on it, more people. Yeah. COVID, yes. That's yeah. COVID, yes, has absolutely created a huge bulk of traders.
Okay. Is this career even sustainable with all the bots, algorithms, and the banks trading? Don't they have like an edge over everyone else?
No, this is a fallacy. This is something that people have. This is old school thinking. This is the way that has been grained and drilled into people's minds, that banks control day trading and these algorithms control day trading and these bots control day trading. It's all just smoke and mirrors. The people who control day trading are the ones who are doing it manually using a chart science, and they're the ones who are in control of massive amounts of money in the world that actually make a difference. There is no such thing as chart manipulation, as much as people cry that there is. There's not. There's a science used by millionaires and billionaires that just makes smart decisions. You have to think of it in this way. For every billionaire trader that's out there, so for every person who has $1 billion, there's 10 other billionaires waiting to capitalize on their mistakes. So if you were to think of day trading at the top bracket, you would think of, okay, there's this billionaire day trader, and he starts trying to manipulate the market and do something crazy. And if the science isn't telling you that it's the right moment, you've got 10 other billionaires with bigger pockets than him waiting to take advantage. So if one billionaire makes a mistake trying to manipulate the markets, then the other ones are willing to sit there and take his money and kick him out of the game for good because he has nothing left. So this idea that markets are manipulated or it's controlled by banks, it's all kind of smoke and mirrors. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for somebody who's amassed billions of dollars in trading to go and try to manipulate the markets. Rather, why not just continue to do a science that works? It wouldn't make sense for a billionaire trader to go and try to push the price up, so high, because it could be easy money, because other people will see that and they'll say, oh, well, if you're trying to short or long this and it doesn't really make sense, well, we'll take that off your hands and you can be left holding your own $1 billion loss, right? So that goes for like the market manipulation, which kind of falls into the umbrella of banks and all that. And the problem with bots and AI and quant trading and algorithm trading and any form of arbitrage, things like that, although arbitrage has nothing to do with actual trading, it's just exchanging between exchanges at different prices. The idea that bots and algorithms are controlling the industry is also another fallacy. Bots and algorithms completely can't control the market because they're working with data that's falling behind averages of sorts, as to where you have people who actually have unbelievable amounts of money, hundreds of millions of dollars in trading, who are making those decisions in the moment, and then the bots and algorithms are picking up on it after. So it's kind of like second tier trading, like secondhand trading. It's just used trades that aren't as fresh, I guess is a good way to put it. It's really just lagged data. So it's people who make the decisions, and they always will. It always has been like that in the markets, and it always will be.
So with all the insurgence of new traders,
Yeah.
do you think that scammers per se are getting smarter as well?
Well, I don't think they're getting smarter. I don't think they can gain any more intelligence. They run a signals group after all. So with that said, I think that people are always looking for a quick and easy way to make a dollar. So I think with the insurgence of people, it empowers them. So I don't think they get smarter. I think they get more empowered because there's more lazy people who are just wanting these shortcuts, thinking that they can be rich off of somebody else's call outs or signal groups. Like this is why 99% of people lose money in the markets, because they join these signals groups and then they just end up losing a ton of money. And even if let's make the perfect scenario. Say a signals group exists that has nothing but amazing trades and it's always good. You join the signals group, you have a really good 3 months. You're like, wow, this was the best decision of my life. Is that sustainable long term? No, they're going to make mistakes, and then you copy the mistakes. They're going to go away. They're going to move on. Maybe they are really the best day trader in the world, but eventually they'll just be gone. So you could ride that wave for like 6 months or a year. Maybe one day they just pick up and go. Maybe they sell the group for like $10 million because they've grown it so large. Maybe they sell it to somebody who has no clue what they're doing, and then they run your money into the ground. Like, it's not a sustainable career when you're relying on someone else to give you the information. It's almost like being the third party to a fruit stand. You own a fruit stand, you never own any of the fruit, and you never really own the stand, and you're all hedged on your employees making all these deals, and then your employees leave and you're left with nothing but holding the bills, right? So it's kind of like, it doesn't make them smarter, it just empowers them more. So the more people we get into this industry, the more it empowers those people, because there's a lot of people looking for the quick answers. So it doesn't really make them smarter. It just empowers their platforms, which is not a good thing, because that's just like a path to losing money for everybody. Like, this, it's just, there's a reason why day trading has such a bad stigma around it. And it's because of signals groups and indicator traders, things like that.
Day trading has been blowing up lately. How come?
Okay, well, this is because of the news. There's been a ton of news things going on last year. Elon Musk, GME, AMC, Bitcoin. The news last year around day trading exploded. Like, we couldn't stop hearing about day trading stuff happening in 2021. It was, it was like every week there was something going on. There was Dogecoin, and Elon Musk was investing in Bitcoin and all these other coins. And yeah, it was just like a year of nonstop bombardment. There was the GME stuff with all the Reddit drama. Like, there was, people were going to court. There was a lot of news. I think, I've been in this game for a while. I don't think it's ever been this filled with like drama news. So it felt like, it almost felt like I was watching a Twitch stream, or it almost felt like a drama sitcom. Like, every single couple of weeks there was some drama unfolding. It was a lot of fun. So I think it really just, people got hooked on that. Like, there's an emotion there, and people get hooked on that when the emotions are rolling through. So yeah, I think it was like the fun thing to be following up on, and good water cooler talk. So yeah, I think that's why. Kind of news.
What's the allure? Why would people want to become day traders?
Well, it's a really good career. Like, your income isn't capped at all at any point. The allure is that you can sleep till 10 in the afternoon and you can make $5,000 a day. Like, who doesn't want that? And when COVID hits, it's like, oh, I don't have a job. Well, I could get this new job where I can make $5,000 a day and sleep till 10 a.m. and only work till 1 in the afternoon. Or like the more realistic version, when people say, oh, I can make $5,000, they tone it down. They're like, oh, even if I only make 10% of that, I can make $500 a day. And then at their normal jobs, they only made like $100 or $200 a day. So they make triple the income working in their pajamas, all while only working a fraction of the hours. So that's the allure. The allure is what the life gives you. It gives you freedom. It's something cool to talk about. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm an Uber driver. Oh, I day trade. Like, there's a cool allure there. It's kind of, what do you do for a living? Oh, I day trade, right? Like, you get to follow the drama. You're a part of things. Yeah, like, it's a really great industry. You get to have your finger on the pulse. Like, if the US dollar is going crazy, you can see like the economic sector all of a sudden booms, and there's all the news. So like you have your finger on the pulse on the world, unlimited income, the chance at riches. What's not to love? It's everybody's dream.
What was the bad part about all the news last year?
The bad part about all the news. So there was a lot of fun in the news. The bad was the kind of the false narrative that it gave day trading. It gave day trading this storyline that it was all, you just make an account, you jump on Reddit, you join the drama train, you boot up YouTube and watch everybody talk and smack, and then you just kind of follow the news and make this money. And meanwhile, that's the bad thing. All this news created this false narrative that day trading is this world that's controlled by news and things like, oh, what's Elon Musk doing next? And so like what I saw all year long is like, I can't even count the amount of times per day I would see somebody making some kind of oddball connection. Like, oh, Elon just moved into a new house. I bet you he's going to sell some Doge and then the price is going to dump. And it was just like the most ridiculous stories you'd ever heard. Like, okay, GameStop is throwing out copies of video games in dumpsters. They're moving purely to digital. They're going to open an NFT. All of a sudden the NFT is going up. We got to get into GameStop. And then GameStop just like destroys its price and goes down, and people lose their life savings. The bad thing that happened was just like all this like weird narrative that people try to now get into day trading thinking that it's this drama story we follow. Meanwhile, day trading is very logical and data driven. We have day trading charts. We make data points on them. We use a science to find the right points to buy. And all those things like GameStop and Tesla and all these stocks that went crazy, it's like that stuff already happened. You already missed the boat. So if you just got into this game and you're following this new stuff, you're just like burning money at a rapid rate. So that's the bad thing, is that people got like a false narrative of what day trading really means. And it created this like monstrous amount of people to come in the industry and lose a ton of money, which just led them to finding cheap shortcuts to making it back quicker, which funnels them into indicators and these market gurus and finfluencers and YouTube gurus and all this stuff like that. So just that was the bad part. The narrative of day trading, the purity of it got completely destroyed.
Do most people who get into day trading, are they looking in the wrong places?
Absolutely. And that circles back to the narrative. There's a lot of people who made the rich a lot richer last year with all these bad decisions. So when people get into day trading, they instantly go for what catches their eye. If something feels hard, they run away, which is not always the right thing to do. It's like this. Imagine you go to university and you're not really sure if you want to go to university yet. You're kind of like, I kind of want to be an engineer, but I don't know. And then you sit in on an engineering class. You're like, there is no way I'm doing this. Sounds like Martian talk to me. There's no way I'm going to be an engineer after sitting in on one of these classes, because you go to like an advanced university class and then you're just spooked away. So this is where people get it wrong. They look for like the quick and easy shortcuts in day trading. They look to see, oh, who's got the flashiest material, or who's got the, most retweets, or however people are gauging it. They end up looking in the wrong places. And it always boils down to an overload of information, which makes them, and it drives them towards the easiest thing. Oh, here's an indicator. Why would I have to do all this work when I can just have this indicator do it for me? Then they use an indicator, then they lose all their money, and then we have more market fodder. So yeah.
Okay. So how does someone do this properly?
How does someone do this properly? They learn how to work with the science on the charts. Day trading is all about charting, and it's all about a science that works. There is no secrets, there's no shortcuts, there's no hacks. It's just like university. There's a ton of hard work, and there is a drive that somebody has to have to want to succeed. Somebody once said to me something that really, really resonated with me about university. That degree that you get in university doesn't mean a lot, but what it tells you about somebody is that at some point in their life, they were willing to commit themselves, and they were willing to go through a grind and drive through to find an end result. So at one point in their life, they were willing to apply themselves and commit to something, which is kind of like the same thing with day trading. If you're not willing to commit yourself and apply yourself for a long period of time, if you're not really willing to learn material properly, you just should not be in the industry. It's the difference between a university dropout and someone who graduates with a master and goes on to have a fulfilling career. So the way that people do this properly is they learn the science behind the charts. And of course, I'm going to say it, go to my channel, because I'm the one who created all this science and I'm the one who's published it all for free. So I would just tell people, go to my channel, of course. And if it's not my channel, look for somebody else who's teaching the science, and stay away from the indicators, stay away from the signal groups. Like, that's where you got to stay away from. But how you are going to succeed is you're going to apply yourself, and you're going to go and learn how to work the data on the charts to make logical decisions that make sense, because it's all controlled by data and science anyways in the end.
So I know that you said that there isn't a fast way to learn how to day trade, but what is the quickest way to learn how to day trade?
There's no fast. What's the quickest way? I love this question. You're one of them. Okay. The quickest way, go to my channel. I've been condensing my courses for people because because I know of the insurgence of people that have come through this industry, and because I know how tough it can be. You almost have to have somebody who has created a science, let it sit for a few years, and then worked to recreate it, to recondense it for a future version. So my original version of this science, which I've been working on for over a decade now, my original version of this science I released maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This year, I worked extra hard to kind of condense that information and make it updated for going into 2022. So the quickest way to learn would be to go through my remastered courses on my YouTube channel, of course. So warning, this is like a shill for my own course right now, but that's what I'm going to say. What am I going to tell you on my own video? Go somewhere else? No, of course not. If there was somebody else doing it, I would fully endorse that and say, hey, This person is also doing like a great justice. They're doing a great course, just like mine. They have the right information. If you don't like my style, go to theirs. Some people don't like lemonade. Some people like whatever other juice, mango juice or whatever flavor. But I have never found something that's like my science. And then I recreated it again. I upgraded it and recreated it again for 2022 so that it might not be easy, but it's a lot more condensed for people. So I took my original science and I recondensed it and I reformatted it. Like one of my courses was, I believe, around 90 lessons. I just condensed it into 10 lessons. That would be a good example. So that's not, it's the quickest way to learn it properly, because you got to be careful when you're talking about doing something too fast, because you still want a good end result. So you have to find that balancing point between the same end result, but how do I get there the quickest, which is the smartest way to get to your end goal? What is the smartest way? Well, that's my remastered courses. And I remastered them for this exact reason. Another great resource is my partner, Naya, has been taking on a day trading from zero challenge. She knows nothing about day trading, and I took an opportunity to create a podcast out of it to go from zero to pro trader. And we're halfway through it now, and there's a podcast on it. It's on our other YouTube channel, which is called From Zero to Approximately, where we do podcasts. And that would be like an awesome place for people to start, because I take her, she knows nothing about it, and she goes through the entire process from zero, and we record it for people so that they can see, okay, these are the kind of questions I should be asking. This is what I should be doing. So that is a great resource as well for brand new traders.
If you Google day trading, there's a ton of gurus or trading groups, signal groups. How do you know which one is actually real?
None of them are, they're all real. They're all real good at losing money for you. They're all real good at just creating this false narrative and not cranking up career traders. Like the thing is that all of that stuff where you're following someone else's footsteps, where you're like basically letting them be your guiding light, is like, it's fake. It doesn't create careers. That's the important thing. You have to be in a place where you have careers being created and people who want to create careers. You have to be in a place where, like, you can go Google day trading and up is going to pop up like 100 bad results. And maybe out of that one, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. This is the same thing everybody always tells me who comes into my community. They're like, oh, for years I was failing at trading, and finally I found this community. And it's like I'm finding a needle in a haystack. And it's like, it's the same thing when you Google day trading. You like, there's so much bad stuff out there. It's actually unbelievable. So it's actually really hard. It's actually really hard to find out how to do it properly. I just show myself again and say, just go to my stuff. It's all free. There's like, that's it. Like, it's free. It's known as the best in the world. And I'm known as the most accurate trader in the world. So like, just go take my courses.
Is there a way to do your due diligence to find the best place to learn? Maybe like a checklist for new traders?
Sure. I could give you a list of things to stay away from. If they're doing a trading room or a signals group, stay away from them. If they have courses for sale, stay away from them. If they are doing like exclusive Telegram groups, stay away from them. If they're doing like some kind of weird, like I've seen this one a lot. If they're doing some kind of like weird, oh, send me money and I'll trade for your account, stay away from them. Those are your, if they're using indicators, stay away from them. Those are your big major five. That's like the big 5 red flags.
Do you find that there are more women in the industry now?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I find that this is a very male dominated field. And I can't help but think that's because of how awkward the industry has been for so long. We've had these movies that have come out for a lifetime where it shows guys in these suits, all like the man's world. And that's just like another false narrative. That's like old boomer thoughts and boomer talk. That's what used to happen in the 60s. Now, day trading looks nothing like that. Day trading is people behind their computers, sitting at home, making money, using their brains, using intelligence, using smart decisions to fuel a life for themselves and create these awesome careers. So I think there's like this weird stigma that was around day trading. And I think just as time has evolved and people have become more open-minded, I think that it's become a more comfortable place for everybody to be involved, no matter what part of the world you're from, no matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter. It's become more available and accessible for everybody.
Do you think that the boom of cryptocurrency and trading has been another reason why there's more younger traders coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. Cryptocurrency, if Bitcoin went away tomorrow, one of the good things that it did is it opened up the career of day trading to the entire world. That's part of the reason why we have young people. That's part of the reason why it's opened so many people's minds and eyes to this career. Is like cryptocurrency is this amazing new technology that everybody all of a sudden is like, whoa, I want to get more. How do I do it? Well, you trade for it, and you day trade, right? Or you invest in it. And that's obviously that has helped turn the world on its head. In day trading is no longer, controlled by misers and castles, and it's no longer old men making handshakes in rooms and suits. It's now it's people like me and you, people, the audience out there, like going on a computer and they're trading, and they're taking over the world with this, because they're making themselves young rich millionaires, or old rich millionaires. The age doesn't even matter, and they're just making themselves millionaires in this field. So it's opened the world's eyes for sure. So that's my official wrap up for how to get into on day trading in 2022. Go and find a resource that's like rock solid, stellar material. Of course, I'm going to just say my stuff. Go and learn and use your mind. Those who use their minds in day trading in 2022 will be rewarded. Those who don't, well, you're looking for a quick path to lose money. And how you get into day trading is you just go take my courses. They're all free on YouTube. There's no other criteria that you need to know, other than I ask you to use your brain, and I ask you to work hard and take it seriously. And if you can do those things, I mean, I crank out career day traders almost on a daily basis in my community. And if you want that extra support, I have a Patreon group, and you can join Patreon, and you can be part of the Discord, and we do all sorts of events and things like that. But by no means is it required or necessary. I have tens of thousands of people who don't join Discord and Patreon who still make it. And I have tens of thousands of people who do join Discord over the years and who do make it. But Discord and Patreon, my Patreon is a great resource for people. It's a lot of like-minded traders. That's the best way to get into day trading in 2022. Take my courses, join my Patreon. Simple as that. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more awesome content like this. Use the comment section to tell me what you want to see and to ask me questions about day trading so I can help guide you in the right direction. I check my comments every single day, and I'm always looking for my next great idea. So go ahead, leave a comment, tell me what you want to see, or just tell me what your thoughts of this video or question you may have about this series that we're doing.